Hey everybody, I'm Sarah and you're watching Cowgirls Live. Before I start the video, I just want to say, always be asking me questions throughout the whole video. And at the end, if you have like any major questions, I'm going to spend some extra time on here today just to answer a few big questions for you. So save your big questions for the end, and then as usual, just ask questions throughout the whole video. So this past week, Tigger and I continued practicing. We practiced barrels, we did some hill work, and then we went to a rodeo on Friday night in Salisbury, Maryland. And you'll see how we did at the rodeo shortly, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we did go, even though it was cold out. We decided to go anyway. So soon, I'll let you know how I did, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But right now, I just want to show you guys my sponsors. So, screen share. If y'all can go to Frederick County Facebook page, just click it right here. If you type in Frederick County on your Facebook, and then you click Frederick County, go on down here, and let's X out of this thing because it's not letting me go down. Go on down here, check out all their videos. They support local businesses. Go ahead and comment on some of their videos and show your support for Frederick County. And then let's get out of the screen share. So for today's tip, I have something kind of funny. Oh, and by the way, follow, check out my other sponsor, Mid-Atlantic TV. Follow the YouTube page. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about something that's kind of funny that a lot of people don't think about that don't rodeo. So when I go to rodeos, you know, there's a lot of people that come to watch that don't rodeo, but they try to look like they rodeo. So today's tip is, if you don't rodeo, don't dress like you do, because it's kind of like an inside joke with people that do rodeo to look at the people who'd come watch, and you can see them dress differently. Like, they try to dress like they're cowboys or cowgirls, but we all know that you're not, and it's just funny. So I'm gonna show you guys what a typical person that goes to a rodeo wears that's not actually in the rodeo. People come up with names for people like this. We make fun of them all the time. It's kind of mean, but I just wanted to let you guys know, don't dress like you're gonna be in a rodeo if you're not in the rodeo, because you will get made fun of by rodeo contestants. My dog's whining at my door. Anyway, so I'm gonna look up for you guys. I'll screen share with you guys again. Screen share. So I'm gonna basically show you a typical outfit that somebody that goes to a rodeo wears that's not actually in the rodeo. So we see a lot of cowboy boots that aren't really cowboy boots. I'm trying to type in Walmart and I'm failing here. Walmart.com. And they're all $20 cowboy boots, and it's funny. So I'm gonna type in cowboy boots. And so usually when we're at the rodeo, we see a lot of, let's see, these ones right here. This is a typical, I'm going to the rodeo, but I'm not rodeoing. See, this is what people wear. They go to the rodeo, they don't know what they're doing. And then I'll show you guys what we actually wear. So people wear Ariat cowboy boots that are actually competing. Maybe Ariat, there's different brands, but I'm just typing in Ariat because they're a reliable brand that a lot of people wear that rodeo. So we typically wear something, well, not those are kind of ugly. I don't like those. I'm going to show you guys a better one. Okay, these are good. These are pretty basic cowboy boots. These are real cowboy boots. Those are not real cowboy boots, and I just wanted to point that out today because it's just funny to be a rodeo contestant and see people come watch. I mean, definitely show your support. Come out to the rodeo, but don't dress like you're in the rodeo if you're not in the rodeo. And so also we see a lot of I'm going to show you. The flannel shirt. All right, the flannel shirt. No. This is a huge no. When you type in flannel shirt, or when I think of a flannel shirt, I think of a red and black, like, striped or plaid, like something like this right here. And every time someone says flannel, I instantly think of what we call a buckle bunny, which is a girl that dresses like super skimpy to go watch a rodeo with her fake cowboy boots on, her booty shorts, and her flannel shirt. So this is like, every time I see a shirt like this, like, that's all that I picture in my mind. Like, it's just like a funny thing to think about. All the people that like go to rodeos don't actually rodeo. So that's, your typical flannel shirt. And then, we got the fake cowboy boots. They're not really fake, but they're just like not like, if you wore those cowboy boots from Walmart that were $20 to ride a horse in, they'd be broken in a day. That's why it's funny to me. Like, if you wore those to ride your horse, you wore them out in the mud, they'd be broken in a day. And then, I mean, we all know they wear like jean shorts, so I'm not going to go over that. But I just wanted that. I just thought it was like a funny, comical thing, And I just realized I can't see your questions that you're asking me, so I need to get that up here real quick. Sorry. Okay. All right. So now I can see y'all's questions about your boots. Day in the life, hashtag football basic Matthew. This probably isn't a question you're looking for, but do you got Snap? Yes, I have Snapchat. Jacob Cavarda says, what's life like as a barrel racer? It's like the same thing as anybody else's life, I guess, but I have horses and I'm crazy because every barrel racer is crazy. It's like a stereotype and it's true. Like, it's inevitable. I'm crazy. JCE says, this is how I feel about people that wear motorcycle style jackets and boots when they don't ride, or when people wear camo gear and never surf. Thank you. Like, it's just the same thing. It's just a funny thing. If you guys were to like look up on the internet, what is a buckle bunny? Like, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And it's like, there's literally, people make memes and stuff about this. And so there's this roper. He's a tie-down roper. His name's Tough Cooper. And he's been in the NFR, which is National Finals Rodeo. Like, he's really good, and everybody like calls him like the hot cowboy that goes out there and like does a really good job roping at the rodeos. And so there's like this meme, and it says like, buckle bunnies be like, whoa, Tough Cooper is the hottest bull rider out there, but he's not a bull rider. And it's just like, buckle bunnies don't know anything about rodeos, so like, he's a roper, not a bull rider. It's really funny. Prepping for beginners. Hello. Mad Hatter. Ariat or Tony Llama? Ariat all the way. I've never had Tony Llamas, but I just like my Ariats. And I've heard like people that have had them that have like, they've like broken. But I haven't had Tony Llama, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Flippin' Zippo says, where's the 2-inch heel? Yes, a lot of them wear heels too. And then some of them just wear like basic brown boots and like skinny jeans. And most girls that ride horses, some of them wear skinny jeans with boots, but most girls that ride horses do not wear skinny jeans. And we don't wear, like, usually you'll see cowgirls wear like cinch jeans or like Miss Me jeans. There's also Wranglers. There's all sorts of brands, but like, you'll notice you usually don't see a cowgirl wearing like Aeropostale jeans or like Hollister or American Eagle. Sometimes you do. Like, I wear them sometimes, but like usually when we're like in a rodeo, most of the time we don't wear those jeans. But the girls that come out to the rodeo that aren't in it, they typically wear like skinny jeans, like American Eagle jeans with these pointy-toed like 2-inch heels. So like, it's just different. We just can tell you guys apart. It's like, we just know that you're not actually here to ride. Nate O says, get Archie on. Flippin' Zippo says, that's the same as my socks right now. Jacob says, I wear Walmart cowboy boots. Well, you know what? There are some good Walmart cowboy boots out there. Like, the ones that like first popped up on the screen, you might have noticed, were like a little more expensive. And they were, I don't remember. I'm not sure what brand they were, but I think they might have actually been Ariats. I don't know, but they were like decent boots. And then I scrolled down and there was like $20 boots that like they aren't even real leather. That's the thing. They're not real leather, so they're just gonna break. And they're not made to be durable. They're not made to actually be working like on a farm with or made to ride horses with. They're just called cowboy boots because they're like fashion boots, but they're not actually fashionable because personally, I don't think they're fashionable because they're ugly in my opinion. Okay, guys. Hey, everybody, add Day in the Life Matthew on Snapchat because I'm not going to right now. Maybe later, but add him on Snapchat. Brian says, you should see the fashion outfits that guys in Texas and northern Mexico who listen to cowboy music wear. Skinny jeans, tight shirts, shiny belt buckles, glittery cowboy hats, and pointy shoes. I kind of know what you're saying. I've definitely seen some of that. Personally, not a huge fan of skinny jeans on guys. I will go for a pair of Wranglers that maybe are like, I don't like loose jeans. I don't like skinny jeans. I don't really, there's a good mixture. Like there's a mixture in between, but like don't sag your jeans. But don't wear skinny jeans. Nate says, are you Chip's daughter? No, I'm not Chip's daughter. Discount says leather. Jake says, I'm lying. I don't wear Walmart cowboy boots. I got mine from Target. Wow. Target is definitely way better than Walmart. Not really. Discount says Chinese rat. Okay. I'm confused. All right, cool. So we're going to get on to the next part of the video. But remember today's tip. If you don't rodeo, don't dress like you do. Unless you get like the right stuff. And maybe next time I'll show you guys the right stuff to wear to a rodeo if you're not in it. Like my friend Jake over here, Jacob Kovarda, he's commenting on my stuff. He's not in the rodeo a lot of times, but he does go to the rodeo to show support to the people in the rodeo. But the thing is, he doesn't get his boots from Walmart, all right? So he gets them from Target. Don't get your boots from Target or Walmart. But anyway, there's a different way. Like I'll just have to make a like next week. I'll have to show you guys the right way to dress because the Walmart cowboy boots and the skinny jeans and the red and black flannel shirts and the $5 cowboy hats from the mall aren't the thing to do. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys my video of my run. I'm gonna have to screen share with you guys. Hold on, let me just get it up here so it's up here once I screen share with you guys. I'm just going to the Cowgirls Live Facebook page and then I will share my screen. Screen share. Okay, sharing my screen. So go to the Cowgirls Live Facebook page right here. Check it out. Just type in Cowgirls Live and then scroll on down. It might take a minute to load if you have a slow computer. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so here's my video from Friday night, and boom. Yep, that's pretty depressing. So let me just make this in full screen. So this video, no, we're not, what? Okay, come on now. All right, so as you guys saw, I knocked the second barrel. So I'm going to kind of critique my run for you guys today. Right here, I'm going into the first barrel and look, let me just, okay, you might have noticed that was a little bit wide. It could have been a little tighter. It was just a tiny bit wide. And that is what's going to cost me because in barrel racing, this run was a 13.8. A 13.0, I believe, ended up winning on Saturday. So that's only 0.8 seconds off. And notice I said only. It's not actually only. 0.8 seconds is kind of a big deal to me because, well, that's whether I win or lose, you know? That's where I am. Like, I'm almost a second off the winning time. That's not good. That's not going to get me in the money. That's not going to place me. I'm very proud, though, of how well Tigger worked. You know, he definitely tried his hardest. But there's always stuff that we can improve on. So the first thing that I see in my run is our first barrel is slightly wide, and I've struggled with Tigger. And here, let me actually put this back on the stop sharing. I keep forgetting I'm sharing my screen with you guys. All right, so I've struggled a lot with Tigger in our first barrel. Like, we've had a lot of wide first barrels. It's just not his thing. Maybe it's not our thing, I don't know, but Tigger, he doesn't like turning the first barrel a lot of times. Like, I really have to check him, and checking is when you pull and release really quick on the bit, just to make him like, oh, hey, we're turning now, just to give him a heads up that we're turning. I have to pull him really hard around the first barrel. He doesn't love turning the first barrel. So we've struggled a lot with that, and we have gotten better, but there's still a few things to work on. So I'm going to show you guys the video again. We're going to screen share once again. So we're going to get on the Facebook page and watch this video. So notice right now I'm coming in. It's a little blurry for you guys. I'm really sorry, but right now at this point in my run, as soon as I came out of the alley, once I got in the alley, I calmed him down a little, because I was like, I just wanted him to pay attention, be ready, like, know that we're about to run and that he's gonna have to turn a first barrel shortly here. So I kind of gave him a heads up, and I pulled his nose to the left a little bit, because we go to the left barrel first. And right now I'm holding his face with my left hand and my right hand, but mainly my left hand, because I'm just starting to pull on him just a little bit so he's ready for the first turn. And notice, like, right about, let's see, here, right about here, I'm leaning forward, but I'm about to lean back. Lean back, see? And then I turn the barrel. Well, when I reached down to grab my rein, I could have reached a little bit further, and I think that would have helped him turn the barrel a little bit better. But notice at the same time, he kind of looked like he tripped a little bit here. See that, how he like switched his leg there? Like, it just didn't look like he was really feeling the ground right there that well. And that could have been it, and it could have been that I didn't reach down as much. So a tip for me, next time I run, I'm going to reach down a little bit more. And I'm also going to work at home on our first barrel. So I'm going to show you guys like some exercises that I would do to work on my first barrel. So I don't know if I should, I won't write it down. But anyway, there's 3 barrels, 1, 2, 3, and I go to the left barrel first. So I'm going to write it down. All right. This is confusing. I can't explain this stuff without writing things down. 3 barrels. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can speak Spanish. I can count to 10. I know my stuff. So 3 barrels right here. And the left one is the first barrel for me, not the right one. So when I'm at home, in my arena, on my horse, I'm going to set up a barrel pattern, and I'm going to practice my first barrel. So to do that, what I'm going to do is from right here where I start, I'm going to let him run pretty fast, let him pick up the speed, and then when I get right here, I'm going to have him stop completely, and I'm going to back him up all the way around the first barrel. I'm going to make him back up in a circle around this first barrel. And this teaches him, hey, it's the first barrel. We need to slow down quick. So next time I ride Tigger, I rode him today, and I just took him on a little trail ride because I like to just kind of let him chill the first few days after a barrel race. So I got home Saturday from the barrel race. I let him chill on Sunday. I didn't ride him. So today I rode him, went on a trail ride up some hills, cantered, all that good stuff. But I didn't practice barrels today. I don't practice barrels often because I don't like my horse to get hot and have to like worry too much about barrels. But let me make sure you guys aren't asking me questions. Okay. Anyway, so what was I saying? Anyway, so we're going to the first barrel, and I'm going to make him stop, back up all around the barrel, because He needs to learn to stop. And this is the exercise I'm going to do next time I ride him. Can you guys see my paper good? Like, I don't know if this is dark enough. Anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. Back him up around that barrel. And then I'm going to head on to the second barrel and to the third barrel. I'm just going to kind of let him cruise through those. Maybe like a little trotting. So Matt says you can't see it. Let me just put it right there. Use a Sharpie. All right, I'll color my barrels in. Maybe that'll help you guys. I'll color them in. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go to my first barrel, back around it, and then I'm going to let him cruise through these two. And I'll probably do that a few times just so he can remember, slow down here. And also, another good first barrel exercise is to just kind of let him take his time, head into the first barrel. And then once you get there, make him do like a spin. I don't know how to explain this to you guys, but it's literally just your horse is going to be like, the barrel's here, your horse is going to just be like spin like this way. And I'm going to have him spin all the way in like a circle away from the barrel just to make him like point his head at the barrel. And it just kind of makes him think in his head, like, I have to do something here, like something different than what I'm doing. So it's like it just reminds him to slow down and turn the barrel. So that's what I'm going to do the next time I ride to practice our first barrel. And then we're going to keep watching the video. Let me screen share again with y'all. Actually, let me make sure you guys didn't ask me any questions. La 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 la. Okay. Discount says, what is your horse's name? Tigger is the horse's name that I'm riding in this video. But I do have other horses. Brian LP says, if a fake cowboy is a dude, then what's the female version? JCE says, where's Chip? So the female version, it's called a buckle bunny. That's what it is, a buckle bunny. I'm not going to explain what it is, but y'all can think about it. So let me let me screen share, not quit screen sharing. Screen share. And we're going to Facebook. Okay, so here we are, back on my video. I'm on Cowgirls Live. So we went over the first barrel. What I'm going to do next for that, now we're going to get over to the second barrel here. And this barrel looks so good. During this run, I was super stoked. I went around the second barrel. I turned the third barrel. And on my way home, I realized I knocked the second barrel. I didn't even know that I hit it. And that, like, this is like, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time that's happened to me, that I didn't even know I hit it and I hit it. Maybe that's happened like one other time. But I went around this barrel and I didn't even know that we hit it. Like, I honestly don't even know. I think his butt hit it. See, I remember lifting my foot up so I didn't hit it. Right about, okay. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's so fast. So, right about here, I have my foot up. I don't know if you can tell. My foot's up on the other side, so I didn't hit the barrel. Like right there, I think that might be my foot. I don't know. But I lifted my foot up, and I didn't hit it with my foot, and I know that for a fact. And then, see, look. His right here is when it knocked over. So, it looks like what really got it was his back end. Because I know it wasn't my foot. It wasn't his shoulder that hit it. He didn't shoulder the barrel. His back end just kind of hit it. Just barely. Like, I didn't even notice. And then we went to the third barrel. This barrel, I wouldn't change. I would not change anything. That was a beautiful third barrel. Like, that's fantastic. I'm beyond happy about that. But the second barrel, right about there, I noticed. I was like, what the heck? And then I was like, well, so much for that. So anyway, let's watch this again. Leaning back, turning the barrel, going to the second barrel. lift my foot up, and boom, I knocked it over. So this is a little complicated because I hit the barrel. But let me just say, if you don't knock barrels, you're not trying. You know, you need to get tight around those barrels to decrease your time and have a good time. Anyway, so if you ever knock a barrel and you're feeling bad, don't feel bad because it happens. But if you start knocking barrels all the time, we all get in those little like ruts where we just knock a lot of barrels, and it happens. It gets pretty depressing, but there's always ways to fix it, and there's ways to practice. There's ways to get out of that. So, second barrel, this barrel right here, is it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the most commonly knocked barrel. I learned that from a Martha Josie clinic. Martha Josie is like a world champion barrel racer. She's really good, and I used to go to her. I've been to like 2 of her clinics. Anyway, I learned a lot of stuff at their clinics. They're really great people. Check out Martha Josie. But they told me that the second barrel is the most commonly knocked barrel. Like, and I can totally see that. You go to barrel races, usually see either the second or the third barrel is knocked. The first barrel, not so much, all right? Occasionally, you'll get somebody who runs right into the first barrel, but usually it's the second, sometimes the third. So I knocked the second barrel coming out of it, and the only thing I can really do there is just come out of it a little bit wider. So when I'm practicing at home, what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to make sure when we turn the barrel, I'm going to go in and turn my first barrel the right way, just at a slow pace, because I don't want to like run my horse too much. I don't want him to get too hot or whatever else, you know. And what I mean by too hot is, well, if I keep working my barrel horse on barrels and I keep flying him through the pattern all the time, he's not going to like it, and he's going to start like prancing around and doing some rearing up, and like he's just getting hot. That's what I call it. It's getting hot. Nate O says the horse Archie Luxury won a race. And I don't know where Chip is. I'm sorry, guys. Flippin' Zippo says Buckle Bunny equals country hood rat. You're right. You're right. I'm not wearing a wristwatch. I'm a barrel racer. And we're talking about barrel racing. So I don't have on a wristwatch. But anyway, so I don't want my horse getting hot. So I'm not going to run him through the pattern all the time. But I'm going to do some slow work on the pattern. And honestly, because I had 2 problems and it was 2 different barrels, instead of just focusing on 1 barrel at a time when I practice, I might as well just focus on 2 when I'm doing the pattern. So I'm going to do what I said I'd do for the first barrel, and then I'm going to head to the second barrel, and I'm going to pick up his head a little extra next time and make him like look at the barrel and be like, oh, and make his neck point at the barrel the whole time I'm going around it during slow work. Because if his head was pointed at the barrel, he wouldn't have hit it then. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to practice him. I'm going to go a little fast right here until I get to my first barrel. I'm going to stop him, tell him whoa, back him all the way around this barrel, and then I might even back him a little back to like here, a little farther back, just to really show him you need to put your brakes on here because this is a sharp turn. You got to be ready for that, Tigger. That's what I'm sending to him. That's the message I'm trying to send. So I'm going to go around this barrel. I'm going to head over to this barrel, and when I get here, I'm going to pick up my right hand because this is a right turn, and I'm just going to hold my reins kind of like this. Like, I don't know how to show you all this because I'm not on a horse, but I'm going to pick his head up, and I'm going to use my leg that's on this side right here, and I'm going to push him over. So I'm going to push him over with my leg to just make him pay attention a little more. And that's also how you can turn a horse, by pushing them with your legs as well as using your hands. Or sometimes you can even get a horse that you don't even need to use your hands with, and that's really good. Horses like that are great. I like all my horses to be able to go off of leg pressure and just like barely use my hands. But when you're going faster, definitely going to need to use both, especially for a barrel horse because they're crazy. But anyway, Going into that barrel, I'm going to pick him up, have his head point at the barrel, and I'm going to go all the way around it, and I'm going to do a few circles around that second barrel and just make sure that I can go off my leg pressure. And then I'm going to head into my third, turn the third, come back home. And I'm going to practice that probably a few times. Not too many times, probably at the most like 3 times. And again, not super fast because I don't want him to get annoyed with barrels. I don't want him to get bored with barrels. Brian says, have you ever competed on a horse more complex than the clover leaf? Yes, I've done poles. Pole bending. There's 6 poles, and you just kind of weave through them, weave back. There's all sorts of things people have, but the most common thing is just barrel racing, and that's in rodeo, and that's why I do that. Because it's just pretty much like what they do. Discount says, I knew someone who had a horse. They can hardly walk now. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I'm 18, and my knees hurt all the time from hitting barrels. My legs have bruises up and down, so I'm not surprised at all. Horses cause a lot of injuries. You got to be careful with that, but it's all just part of it, you know. I like my horses so much that, like, I just don't really care. You know, when I got kicked in the thigh by Rascal, and by the way, Grandma Sarah says, Granddaddy wants to know how Rascal is doing. Well, Rascal is out in the field. He hates winter. He's just being a grump currently. He's not doing great. He's not doing terrible, but he's just like meh. He doesn't like winter. He's from Arizona, and I'm from Maryland, and I don't like winter. So I hate winter so much, and maybe me and Rascal should just both move back to Arizona. Flippin' Zippo says, a horse stepped on my foot. That sucked enough. I've gotten stepped on by horses plenty times. It honestly doesn't hurt that bad, in my opinion. It really depends, like, where they step on your foot and how long they're on there, and there's a lot of things that depends on. But I've never had, like, a bad injury from that. I wear flip-flops and go bare feet around my horses, and then I get yelled at by my grandma, so that's always fun. But anyway, so that's just how I'm going to practice my barrels. The next time I ride my horse, just to remind him, you know, to remind him what's going on, to remind me too, because I need to remember. And then also I'm going to be sure the next time I run to keep my inside leg on him so he doesn't get too close to the second barrel. That's going to kind of push him away so he, you know, doesn't hit it again, hopefully. And part of that was my fault too. It's never, when I go in and have a bad run, it's never just the horse's fault. I never want to blame that on just my horse because it's my fault too. I make mistakes. Yeah, sometimes my horse won't listen, but like it's still my fault. There's stuff I can do to fix it, you know? I never want to come out with a terrible run and be like, oh, my horse is so dumb. I hate him so much because all in all, it's me too. We're a team, and that's just like, that's how it works. Clivey says, where's Clivers? Who's Clivers? Is that Ben? He's not, I think he's downstairs probably, but he's not on the video today. Discount says, Shawa. And then he says it bucked like crazy. Horses can do that. Although when horses buck and I'm riding them, I honestly think it's quite fun. Because like I rode this one horse for this lady, my grandma's neighbor. I keep my horses at my grandma's. I probably already told you all that, but keep them at my grandma's, and I used to go over and ride horses for this lady. And this one horse's name was Sunny. And this horse, he's a gaited horse, but I didn't like how he was gaited. Gaited horses just have like a different rhythm to their like trot or their canter or whatever they're gaited for. And like some of them feel really smooth, others like not so much. This one was just like a like it was not comfortable. I didn't like the way this horse felt. It wasn't like a trot, but it wasn't like a gaited horse. Like when I think of a gaited horse, I think of a smoother horse. This horse was not smooth. It was worse than a regular horse. Anyway, so I would trot this horse, and I hated trotting him. Hated it because every time it would like make my stomach hurt because it's so bumpy, and it's hard to post with this kind of horse. So posting is, y'all probably have seen it. Like people go up and down when you're riding the horse You're probably like, why do they do that? That's weird. But like, it's actually, it helps keep your balance a little bit better, because if you just sit at a trot the whole time, it can be a little bumpy sometimes, depending on what horse you're riding and how fast they're trotting and all that. But anyway, this was terrible. So I asked him to canter. So canter is the speed faster than trot, but it's not like full out. This horse was like, oh no, I'm not cantering. And he started bucking, put his head all the way to the ground, was like, boom, boom, boom. So I spurred that horse. I spurred him like I was riding a bronc horse. And he stopped bucking after that, I'll tell you. He was like, whoa, never mind. I'm done bucking. So anyway, but I honestly think it's fun to ride bucking horses and like pull them up and like tell them like, no, you're not gonna buck. And I just feel like so cool after I do that. I feel like I just feel cool. I don't know how to explain it. But if y'all have any bucking horses you need me to ride, let me know and I'll get on them. Arwag says, I'm curious as to what are your plans for college. Sarah, you need to consider majoring in broadcast journalism in college. I think you would do well. Thank you. Maybe I will consider that. I'm actually looking at Southern Arkansas University. They have a rodeo team down there. They're not super expensive, and I like the area that they're in because it's warmer than here. So I'm definitely looking into that. I don't know if they have journalism, but I'll have to see and check that out, because I don't know what I want to major in, guys. Like, I'm literally trying to go to college and I'm like, I don't know what I want to major in, and that's bad because I need to figure that out. Flippin' Zippo says, do ladies ride Broncos? Yeah, occasionally. It's not very common. I've seen videos of girls doing it. I've never seen a girl like at an actual rodeo doing it. Brian says, do any of your horses complain or fight you when you fit shoes to their hooves? No. So it doesn't hurt the horse when you put shoes on their hooves. Yes, there are nails going through their hooves, but you know how, look, let me show you all this. My fingernails, they might be a little dirty, but anyway. I was out riding my horse earlier. That's what happened. So y'all might notice that if you were to if I were to pick this fingernail off right here, like this, just pick it off, it wouldn't hurt because that's like the top of my fingernail. But if I were to rip it off like right here, that would hurt really bad because that's where the sensitive part is. But what the horse is, they're basically putting nails through the top part of their fingers. So it doesn't hurt, and it's much thicker too, so you think it would hurt, but it doesn't, because they don't feel anything until you get up to like a certain point on their hoof. And I mean, obviously, if you were to put the nails in like way up on their hoof, like where there's this thing called a coronary band, that's where like the hoof connects to the like regular foot, like the hoof connects to the fur. You'll just like, there's literally a line of like stuff. It's like a cuticle. If you were to go up near that and put in a nail, it would hurt. You'd be able to tell. The horse would throw a fit. The horse would be in a lot of pain. But anyway, so it's just not how it works. It doesn't hurt. But horses do get nervous sometimes when they're being shot or when they're getting their hooves trimmed. That's pretty normal, but you just kind of gotta, teach them to stand still because it doesn't hurt. They just need to be patient sometimes. Does your horse drink lots of water? If so, how much? Yes. So horses drink on an average 8 to 10 gallons a day just from like being outside doing nothing. But if they're being like exercised and stuff, they drink 10 to 15 gallons a day. White male privilege, spelled M-A-I-L, not M-A-L-E, says, I'm so confused. You're not CraigShipp. I know I'm not. And then he says, what the buck? Sorry, I'm Sarah Butler, not CraigShipp. Discount says, do you ever use a whip? Yes, occasionally when I'm lunging my horse, but not when I'm riding my horse. Lunging is when you stand in the middle of like a circle and you have your horse go around you in a circle because it just like exercises them. I don't usually hit them with the whip unless they don't go or something, or if they're like throwing a fit, but you just kind of put the whip behind them and go, and then they're like, oh no, and then they just kind of go around in the circle, and that's just really all I use a whip for. So that's that. And let me show you guys what I'm gonna get into next. So, Brian says, do you have any remedies you use if your horse gets digestive issues? Well, actually, I have a horse named Tigger, and I was having some trouble keeping weight on him. He was just, one day it looked like he had gained pounds, some weight. And then the next day it looked like skin and bones again. And it was like annoying. And we were feeding him so much food. We were feeding him 2 scoops at night, 2 scoops in the morning. He wasn't picking up. We were feeding him alfalfa cubes, hay. He had green grass. He wasn't gaining weight. So I was like, what's going on here? And then I ended up getting a sample of Equipride because I won it at a barrel race. It's just like this supplement powder stuff, and you put it in their feed, and it has helped him gain weight drastically. So yes, that is my remedy for digestive issues. Equipride. Look it up. It's like a horse supplement thing. There's also other things you can do, obviously. If your horse has a major digestive issue, I'd call the vet out if he was colicking or whatever else, but if they can't gain weight, there's always stuff you can give them for that. Discount says, do you get someone else to clean the stable? No, I do that all on my own, but I do clean out somebody else's stable and they pay me because they don't want to do it, so I do it. Works for me. But no, I clean out my own, I clean out somebody else's, and yeah. So now let me show you guys. So I want to show you guys what I'm going to get into. What I'm going to start doing now is breakaway roping. Just going to type in like a video of it so y'all can see what it is. All right, let me see here. I'll screen share with you guys once more. Screen share screen. So I just went here and I typed in breakaway roping because I don't have any videos of myself doing it yet because I haven't been to a rodeo yet to do it. But full screen. Okay, WPRA World Finals. Come on, video. Let's see it. So this is breakaway roping. She ropes, and then the rope breaks away. All right, that's what I'm going to start doing. So to do that, whoa, that lady has 2 heads. That is really scary. Okay, we're going to stop sharing now. Anyway, so that's breakaway roping. That was just like a super quick video. And I'll definitely, once I get into it more, I'll have some videos of me like doing that at a competition. But I haven't gone to one yet. I've just been practicing. And I'll show you my rope here. A breakaway rope right here. This bad boy. This is a striker calf rope, 9.5. It's not a super hard rope. It's not super soft. And that's kind of how I like them. So, yeah, this is what I use for breakaway. And I've just been practicing with this rope. And to breakaway rope, you just tie like a thin nylon string to the saddle horn with your rope, and then you rope the calf and you pull your slack, you sit back, tell your horse to whoa, you back up real fast, and it breaks away because you just used a nylon string to tie the rope on. And so that is breakaway roping, and the fastest time wins. So it's just another event that I want to get into because I love barrel racing, but I want to do something else too because I think it would be super duper fun. Now, I'm going to give you all like 5 minutes to ask me a million questions. So go ahead, ask away anything you have about horses, and I will sit here for 5 minutes and answer your questions. Discount says lasso ropes are cool. I am an ant says that's a big one. Are you talking about the rope? JCE says horses ruined Christopher Reeve's career. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. But, it was his choice to ride the horse, so perhaps maybe it was slightly his fault. Discount says his horse's name was Lex. Flippin' Zippo says, did you start out sheep riding? That's some funny stuff. I actually never got on a sheep, believe it or not. My brother did. My cousin did. We used to go out to JBRW and watch the rodeo. My granddaddy used to rope for them, and he was their pickup man, so he'd, make sure that the bulls went back into the chute after. So I would go watch him, and I'd watch bull riding and barrel racing, and I'd watch the sheep ride, and I never did it because I was too scared. But looking back, I wish I did. But my cousin, I have this super whiny cousin, and every time he got hurt, like a little bit, he'd come back crying to his mom and dad. And so freaked me out because he hurt his elbow. I don't even think it was like hurt, but he hurt his elbow, And so he was crying, and I was like, I'm never getting on a sheep. I don't want to hurt my elbow. Bad decision. Just because somebody else is whining doesn't mean you can't do it. That was my stupidity. JCE says he was left crippled and unable to clench his hand into a fist. Okay. That's really sad. Brian says, do you ever use blinders on your horse? No, I don't. So blinders, usually people just use blinders when they are, when their horse is like pulling something, just to kind of keep them from focusing on what's to the side and keep them focusing on what's ahead of them. Like if they're pulling a cart or a carriage or something, I don't use blinders. So, because like I need my horse to see everything that's going on. Especially at a rodeo, there's a lot of stuff going on, and like it's important that my horse can take in his surroundings and not just be like looking straight ahead. I need him to be able to look at the first and second and third barrel when we're going in the alleyway. So, okay. Discount says my horse was an Arab gray. It wore a burqa. That's cool. I'm gonna say the clowns. Flippin' Zippo. Flippin' Zippo is basically just asking who's tougher, and I'm saying the clowns. Sometimes, not all the time. Not all the time. I actually heard a story recently from one of my friends, Jake, if you're still watching. And the clown, also known as the bullfighter, was not doing his job properly. And the bull rider got hung up on the bull. Like his hand was stuck to the strap. And the bull kept bucking, carrying on, and the bullfighter was just kind of like, oh, like, ooh, I don't want to get hurt, la 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 la. Well, no, he needed to jump in there and help this guy, and he wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing his job. He's just sitting back watching. And while this guy got hung up, he couldn't get himself unstuck because nobody was helping him until his friends jumped in from out of the chutes because the bullfighter wasn't doing his job. Anyway, the guy got stepped on. His mouth got stepped on. He lost 4 teeth, and his tongue got kind of cut in half because he got stepped on his face because the bullfighter was not doing his job. So I'm going to say it depends on the guy, which one's tougher. It's not necessarily clowns. It's not necessarily fighters. It's not necessarily the bull riders. It depends on the guy. Because I know quite a few bull riders who just happen to be such great bull riders, and then they get on their bull and they come out of the chute, and as soon as the door opens, they about jump off their bull. Like that, I don't even think they should be called a bull rider because they just hop right off as soon as the gate opens, and like that's not okay. JCE says rodeo clowns, world star hip hop. Oh, yes, I said oh. All right. So, also, there's a difference, so y'all don't get confused. Bullfighters are the guys who keep the bull from, like, chasing after the bull rider. Rodeo clowns are usually they're just the entertainer in the rodeo. Sometimes they're both, but there is a difference. All right, so let's see here. I guess we're going to go on and end the video. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for next week's video. Stay tuned for this week too, because Ben and I will be posting a video about cleaning guns shortly. So make sure you all stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.